Hey guys, this is CTG and today I'm going to start a new series. It's called Co-op Critic. I'm going to be showing off replays of people who I have played with, and I've asked permission from them to criticize or to critic the way they play and give tips on how they can improve. So this time we'll be playing Missed Opportunities as Vorzu, and my ally Dark Jade is playing as Swann. So I will play Vorzu normally, but I will critic and focus on Swann's replay. So let's get to it. I'll go to Production tab, then Dark J, Player Camera. Alright. Tips are indeed welcome. So looks like he's starting.
Commanders, are you real? Sorry, been here a while, and the terrazine, not the best for my sanity. It's not. In case you are real, someone out there's been messing with my harvesting bots. Would you mind keeping an eye on them for me?
So he's off to a good start.
In a drone, it'll harvest some best bean real quickly.
Thank the gods.
So as you can see, he's starting, or he's rushing out the gas drones, which is a good idea to do a Swann. However, you also need to be on point with starting your factory. As you can see, he was 60 minerals behind when he started, and he's also only sending 2 workers. You should actually have 3 or 4 workers on the factory, so it will complete faster. It will allow you to start your blaster abilities earlier in the expansion. Yeah, at this point you should already be sending out an SCV, so as you can see, I'll pause it right here. His factory is almost complete, but he doesn't have an SCV here yet, and as you can see, he already has enough minerals to build the blaster ability. So what I like to do is, when this factory is about 50% done, I should already have an SCV moving here. So once this completes, I can drop the blaster ability right away. Yeah, right now he's gonna be behind. He's already 200 minerals, floating 200 minerals, and he's still making his way over there. Starting another one, but yeah, all this travel time is a waste of resources. So there he goes. Yeah, he also needs to put 4 SCVs working on the turrets, so he can break down his rocks faster. And as you can see, he has just idle SCVs here, which is obviously waste of resources or mining time. And I'm actually helping him by chronoing his command center. Yeah, the blaster ability is done, but he's not using it to shoot down the rocks, so that's also a waste. Yeah, there he goes. Second blaster ability is done, and the good thing is he immediately used that to shoot down the rocks.
Our foes are headed for us. Be ready to defend.
And as you can see, he's flowing 600 minerals. He should actually be starting a Flaming Betty right away here. But he should no longer worry about that. What he does need to worry about though is that he's at he's supply capped. So I'm going to pause here again. What I like to do again is have a Flaming Betty or a Blaster ability here, ideally both. And by this time, I usually have the command center already completed. And I only need 1 of these to blast down the gas rocks. I usually salvage this so I can use it in a different, to do different things like the blaster ability here, or alternatively start an armory so I can upgrade my laser drill as soon as it completes. And he hasn't taken his gas yet, so he actually should.
Looks like a geyser's about to become active. One of my bots will depart for it shortly.
Speed up a little bit.
It appears that we must fight our kin.
Yeah, he doesn't need to worry about the first wave.
Combat drop ready.
Stop in time now.
So as you can see, he already has the combat drop, but he chooses not to use it. It's actually a waste. He should actually have dropped the bots already around here, so he can clear out the second set of geysers. I'll move the mini-map around so you can see where it approximately is. So he's using 4 SCVs for vision, I presume.
My bot is departing now. It's fully automated, so all you have to do is keep it alive. Yes, it's alive! It's alive! Sorry.
Okay, so he's actually building static defense, which is great. And that's actually a good idea from him. But he's floating 700 minerals.
What's this? Enemy forces en route to my bots? It's It's just like Belshir said.
He doesn't have an armor yet. He doesn't have gases yet. He should actually be rushing that.
Enemy forces have converged on my bots. Everybody get in there.
Well, the good thing is he has these turrets in place, and what he did correctly is to put the Flaming Betty in front of the Blaster ability, since the Flaming Betty is the one that deals better with the, as you can see, the Zealots. So it's better to have that thing in front. The Blaster ability does fall, and he's still choosing not to use a combat drop. He actually should. Once again, if he doesn't use the bot, it's a waste of cooldown.
Successful Terrazine harvest. Now that bot just has to make it home safely.
Ideally, you want to use that cooldown as soon as you can, so you can reset it and use it as many times as possible. So he's building 2 SCVs at a time.
Down the drop pods.
However, I like to just Q2.
Great job, commanders. My bots are safe and sound. Do you do this sort of thing often?
Yeah, if you actually queue too many things at once, it's a waste of minerals again. But if you're flowing 1200, I recommend starting a gas here, gas there.
Are opening up soon. Don't worry. If you can't hear her, she only talks to me.
More gases, maybe a second factory. It's really a bad idea to float this much minerals. So at least he's using... Where's his camera anyway? Yeah, he's focusing on micro, but again, if you're new to StarCraft, it's always better to focus on macro than micro. See here, he's just watching his bots, not really controlling them. So it's no use watching, no use doing that. So if you're him, you'd be better off building refineries here and refineries there. And yeah, macroing up. As you can see, look, he doesn't have the gas that he needs, but he's flowing 3,000 minerals. So yeah, that's something he can definitely improve on. On my side, you can see I'm already researching
I think the bots are telling me they're rolling out, but I could be wrong. They've lied to me before. Those little miscreants.
I'm already researching Blink and the cloaking for the Corsairs. And he's still not building his refineries here.
They're coming after my bots. Stop them, commanders!
Yeah, he's actually delaying a
Attack
bit.
our enemies while time is distorted.
So again, I like to use time stop whenever I can. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just doing this sort of on my own. Well, he did the first... To be fair to him, he did the first bot. Go back. You can see there's an attack wave coming here. And what is he up to right now? So yeah, he does that. He does have the armor researching. That's good. He's also upgrading his laser drill. That's also good. It's a really good job by him. Yeah, he should actually... Well, if you're Swann, you really don't want to endanger your forces early, since Swann has a slow ramp-up time. If his army's in the early part of the game, it's actually quite fragile.
The bots should be on their way back. I need that Terrazine, commanders, for my experiments.
Since individual units can be picked off, but once it gets in an army phase, it actually gets quite terrifying. One of the strongest armies in the game. So yeah, he's just I don't know what he's
The enemy
doing.
moves against our base. Show them the folly of their ways.
The APM. Yeah, he's 30, 60 APM. Which is not good, but what he can do.
Whew! My bots have returned. Looks like I won the bet this time, Belshir.
What he can do is, instead of moving his camera around, not really doing anything, as you can see, he has
We've got the
does he have
start
the-
of a good Terrazine cache, but my research is going to require some more.
Yeah, now he's queuing upgrades. That's a good improvement. So what he can also do is send more SCVs to help constructing these starport. Yeah, he did well this
If I
time.
were a betting man, I'd put money on more geysers showing up soon. If, you know, I had any money.
Yeah, he did well by dropping the Ares, and again, resetting the cooldown. That's good. But yeah, he could actually be queuing units right now, but as you can see, he's slipping behind a little bit on that part. Whereas you can see, I'm warping in the Dark Templar.
The enemy is draining the Terrazine from the Belshir gliders. We have to stop them. Go or not, your choice. Yeah, we have only a limited amount of time to save the Belshir glider's life. Try not to forget about it. It's being forgotten sucks.
Concentrate beam is done, but he's supply blocked, so he starts 3 supply depots at the same time. I would actually recommend that he just do one and then have 3 SCVs focus on, so that way he can be unsupply block faster. But that's just me. I mean, he can build 3 supply depots at the same time. But
Commanders, please keep the little guys out of trouble.
okay, so he's actually starting level 2 upgrade. So
Did you happen to save any of the extracted terrazine? No. Okay, well that's okay.
yeah, I want to defend the devastation turret, or by that I mean salvage
There's
it.
some hostile forces headed for my bots. They must really want that terrazine.
Yeah, he's building supply depots, but I use time stop again. Yeah, I just use it whenever I can. This is a big waste of cooldown, or a big waste of resources if we don't reset the cooldown immediately.
Our allies
Yeah,
are
what is he
being
doing?
attacked.
He's controlling SCVs and building more supply. But yeah, there's actually no need to build that many supply depots at this point because he's already at 102 supply. So yeah, I'd rather him focus on making units, since that's what he needs right now. He does have the resources, but he should actually be queuing them up. What I like to do if I'm floating this much is I'd rather build a second factory, just so I can queue up more units and get this resource count down.
Our allies' base
If you have this much resources, that means you're not playing well because you're not macroing properly. As you can see, he does have the control group set up, 2 for factory, 3 for starport. So what you can do,
Terrazine tank is full. My bots are making the return trip now. Don't let them get away from you.
what you can do when you're practicing is just cycle through the control groups to see if anything's not queuing up. So if you click here, you can see the factory it's not queuing up. So when I queue up, or when I go through the control groups, I can see which ones are not producing anything. So what I like to do is click that, and if I see it's not producing, I'll just queue
My
something
bots
up.
are taking damage. Terrible damage.
Yeah, I don't need the control group on the command centers anymore, but he is queuing up upgrades, but he needs units.
That's a good little bot. Welcome home. I missed you so much.
Yeah, he has more than enough supply. I'm not sure why he's still building depots.
upgrade complete.
Yeah, it's completely wrong, actually.
Got some bad guys coming after our base.
Yeah, he had the right idea of spending, but
Your glider's being drained of its terrazine. Do you think you have the time to set it free?
what he's spending on,
Once the Belshire glider's terrazine is gone, it'll be dead. So try to free it sooner than later. If you have a heart, that is.
yeah, what he's spending on is not ideal. I mean, he is getting upgrades, but he needs units at this point. You can see the army tab.
Saved it. Belshire, thanks you, commanders. I mean, I thank you. Yes, me, with the thanking.
Yeah, 16 minutes into the game, he's not really fighting at this point, and sort of soloing the map. And he has 8 Goliaths and 4 science vessels, which is not where you want to be.
My bots are back. That means it's tea time. The tea is for terrazine.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be. A Swann.
My terrazine tanks are about halfway full. Belshir's being really generous today. I should really send her a thank you card.
I'm just gonna keep repeating myself, so I'm gonna fast forward a bit to see what he's focusing. Oh, now he's queuing up. Okay, okay, look at this factory. He's queuing up. How many is that? 8 Goliaths. So, it's good that he's producing Goliaths, but I mean, it's gonna build 2 at a time. Whereas if he had a second or third factory, I mean, he could get them to build 6 at a time. He would get rid of his bank faster. At the same time, it would produce Goliaths. I mean, 6 Goliaths producing at a time will get you maxed out faster than queuing all these and just wasting. If you queue the Goliaths up, it will count, or it will count against your resources, but it won't actually it will actually start producing until the first queued up are already out. So yeah, if you're queuing up this many resources, you'd be better off having a second or third factory. I mean, if you're Swann, you can even put your factories here, or somewhere where the enemy waves won't attack or won't hit directly, but are closer to the front, of the fight. So let's resume.
In a few moments.
Are being attacked.
Yeah, he's just he's queued up and he's sort of just watching his army. Whereas, if you can see my camera, I'm sort of all over the place, killing things, and I'm nearly maxed out, and I start another 2 gateways since I'm floating 1,300 minerals. It's obviously not ideal, but I mean, it's better off than, 7k.
Hey, the bots are leaving, and I didn't get them.
He's helping out a bit. He has 10 Goliaths. That's not really where you want to be at this point of the game. You want to have a lot of...
Enemies are headed for my bots!
Yeah, you want to have a lot more Goliaths, and maybe some siege tanks. What's the enemy composition? Is it? Yeah, there's an immortal there, so you want to have siege tanks at this point. Yeah, you also got to read what the enemy's building, or what this enemy has, so you can counter properly. If the enemy is going for immortals like this, you want to have a lot of siege tanks, so you can splash them over.
Pulse cannon ready. Add-on.
Oh, he has... Wow, yeah, that's a nice move by him. He pulsed cannon that attack wave, and that cleared up everything on his side.
Combat drop ready for deployment.
Yeah, let's just he's sort of just watching his army at this point, but well, yeah, now he's queuing up.
And the race is on. Which bot will make it back to me?
Okay, it looks like he sort of took my advice. He built an additional 2 factories, or an additional factory, an additional starport. But yeah, you need to be produced.
Enemies approaching fast.
I mean, it's nice that you compliment the unit composition they went for, but I mean, you'd be better off macroing.
Time now. Be ready to attack.
I mean, I just cleared the whole map,
Good news, commanders. My bots have brought me Terrazine.
and you're still at 136 supply, so
Concentrated beam ready.
yeah, that's the moral lesson of this video. Just queue up. That's how macro works. You just check your buildings. If they're not building anything,
Back in town, the bot. Just a little more Terrazine to go.
yeah, if they're not queuing up anything, yeah, that means you're not macroing correctly. See, idle starports. I mean, if you don't have enough gas,
These are the last set of guys.
you might as well queue up something like even the Wraith. Although it's not ideal, if you don't have enough minerals for, or if you don't have enough gas for a size vessel, well, yeah, it's a bad idea anyway. But I mean, if I'm Swann at this point, I'd start camping. Yeah, like this. I start camping
Pulse cannon.
the.
I built these bots myself in a cave with a bot.
Yeah, I'd start camping the spawn locations.
That's
So
great. The enemy is
before Stedman interrupts me again, there in the last wave there are 4 spawn points here on the far east, here in the northeast, here in the north, and here in the northwest. So what I like to do is camp this location, or camp these locations with cannons as Vorazun, since I'm flowing a lot of minerals. Yeah, but if I'm Swann, and I'm flowing this much minerals, I'd be really good if I camped this location with blaster billies and flame bellies and spinning dizzy, since Swann's static defense are actually quite good, especially if you upgrade them. They have 4 upgrades, 1 for range, 1 for attack speed, 1 for repair, and what's the last one? Armor. So yeah, if you're Swann and you're flowing this much, you want to get some SCVs here and start queuing up some static defense, just so you can get this number down. And at the same time, yeah, he's actually producing Goliaths right now, but to counter the enemy composition, you see Immortals, you'd be better off queuing up siege tanks against that. Let's resume.
my bots.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies' base is under attack.
Yeah, as you can see, I have stuff camped up,
Our allies' base is
and
under
my
attack.
allies sort of just wandering around the middle of that. Yeah, this is sort of no man's land. You can't get to any one location fast enough to reinforce. At the same time, you're not really needed. They're just standing here idle, so, I mean, what's the point of having an army if you're not using it to fight? I would rather have them, if you see your ally camping, just look at the defenses and see which one needs the most help. So, here, I built some cannons, but the enemy sort of warped in front. So if I'm an ally, or if I'm Swann, I would start putting some army here, just to intercept them. Or you can see here I only have 4 Corsairs and some cannons. I could split up some forces there too. Here I have my actual army though, so yeah, that place is fine. But you can still send a Goliath or 2 for anti-air, since these Corsairs do 9 damage versus light 13. But yeah, His galettes, on the other hand, do 22 or 14 damage each, and it attacks twice. So yeah, it's much better. Anyway, let's resume.
Upgrade complete.
Yeah, he's just watching.
Are being attacked.
Sort of just watching me. Yeah. I mean, at least he's... Yeah, I do. That's what I just said. But yeah, if you're Swann, you're better off picking a place to camp. Since, yeah, he is maxed out on upgrades, but he's not even maxed out yet.
Robots. The commanders will protect.
Yeah, see, he sees my cannons getting destroyed here, but he's still choosing not to send out his army, which is, yeah, that's, you can see, most of them have 0 kills, or there's one there with 1 kill, another with 1 kill, but, yeah, mostly adult for his part. Oh,
Just peachy. Got a wave of enemies coming.
nice bolt cannon there, and nice, concentrated beam. So I wasn't able to catch those exactly, but I can sort of tell since the cooldown went, or his abilities went back to cooldown. So I'm chasing this, and he's sort of just walking around, escorting. But yeah, that's not really what you want to do at this point in the game. You'd rather be splitting off your army and actually fighting, since that's how you get kills and not get carried in co-op. Yeah, see, now he's not even mining. You can see all his SCVs are gone. Now they're just chilling out in the dark pylon for some reason. Very bad. Why don't you saturate your base, man? Just kidding. I just actually used the dark pylon to recall all his workers. And yeah, now he's heading them back. Warped again.
Yes! I can finally finish this research and get off this godforsaken rock. I'm sorry.
Well, if you enjoyed that, thank you for watching. If you have an idea for what else I can do, please leave it in a comment. So I'm not going to show the score screen here because I was not actually able to save it. Yeah, if you want me to have a look at your replay and give suggestions on how we can improve, you can sometimes see me on the North American server, where I randomly ask people if they want to play co-op or something. Yeah, you can approach me there and ask for a game or so. Alright, see you!